Tomorrow is the big day, just under 24 hours to go. The 154th North Carolina State Fair finally opens its gates. There are some last-minute prep still happening. WRAL's Keenan Willard has been following the effort to inspect all of this year's food offerings. Keenan.
Renee, this is like the Super Bowl. I have chills. Look, it's all finally here, the state fairgrounds. I mean, the games, the rides, everything's set up, but obviously one of the biggest draws for people out here every year, it's got to be the food, right? I mean, your giant turkey legs, your deep fried Oreos, all the other concoctions that we saw at the tasting. But before you can grab any of it here, these booths have to be signed off on by the county. And it's a pretty strict process. It's happening today. We've been following this team of Wake County health inspectors as they went from booth to booth, checking off more than 70 of these stands today alone. They say there are hundreds out here on the fairgrounds. What happens is these booths, they travel to fairs all across the country, up and down the East Coast, most of them. And so when they get here, before they can serve you anything, they have to get a temporary health permit from the county. So what they were doing is they're checking normal things you might expect, like how the food is being stored. But they're also checking some options and items that you might not think of. And part of it is actually how the booth itself is constructed and set up. One food store stand owner, Sassy's Sweet Potatoes, actually got tripped up by that last year. They say that because the windows of their stall were open and people could possibly reach over and touch their food, they weren't allowed to open for last year's opening day. That was something they had to correct this year.
You can't cut a potato until you have your paperwork. So that was a big lesson learned last year. So we were unable to salvage a lot of things that we had made ahead of time.
You can see how much last-minute prep is still happening here at the fairgrounds. Also great to hear, obviously, a ton of inspections to do, but that much effort is going into food safety here to make sure the 154th State Fair is going to be a safe event for everyone. Renee?
Keenan Willard showing us the process of how inspectors are making sure that the food is good to go for the fair tomorrow. Thank you so much, Keenan.